How's everybody doing today? I'm glad to have you. This is a podcast that I'm doing today, and it has to do with relationships. Today, my guest is Angela, and she's going to introduce herself, and we're going to jump right in. Go ahead, Angela.
Hi, yes, I'm Angela. I actually live in the Birmingham area. Originally from Alabama, born and raised, joined the military, and recently relocated back to the area about 3 years ago.
All right, awesome. Well, Angela, the reason I have you here today is that I am interested in finding out what women feel about dating today. Things have changed, times have changed. It seems like people have changed, their perception of love or dating, marriage. All these things are different. You being a professional career woman, a woman that has her own, that's doing well in life, what is it that you're looking for in someone that you would look for as a mate?
Ultimately, someone who is already established, and then someone who's traditional in the sense of not that he's the provider, but that he is the protector. He is leading. He is want us to live together and live as a couple, not someone living off someone else, but just being a partner, but at the same time still making me feel like, yes, I'm the woman. And that he's the protector. I mean, ultimately, for me, that is the case.
Okay, so I want a little bit more. So when you say established, that man being established, what do you mean by that?
Just as I am, already in the profession or career that they, was focused on for years, and now they're settled. This is what they want. Ready to travel, ready to go to the next level with someone, and not still trying to get there.
Okay, all right, I understand that. So in your dating, because you're single, so in your dating, what have you noticed about men? The ones that maybe you've run into, and the selection that's out there. What have you noticed?
That being in the over 40 club, that most men my age are not established, or maybe the men that I'm running into.
Wow.
So sometimes my expectations are maybe a little bit too much, because I'm expecting someone to already be established. So with that,
I'm sorry, keep going.
With that, I want to go out on dates, and I want to travel, and I want to go to comedy shows and concerts and hang out. And if you're not financially stable, then that may be an issue. So it's not that I need for you to pay for the ticket every time I go, but be able to go when there is events. So something as simple as that. Or recently it was Valentine's Day. We want to be spoiled on Valentine's Day, right? At the same time, I want to be able to do the same thing. I remember, having something sent to my significant other's job, and the teddy bear and the balloons. Like, I want to be able to do that for someone as receiving it too.
Okay. All right. So I understand wanting to have those things, but you said something that's very key, and that's I think is very important to talk about. You said the 40 and over club, that a lot of men are not established. And that can't be a good thing, because 40 club, over 40 club, you live half your life already. And I do understand that people do have struggles and different things like that, but there should be some type of stability at that age. I agree with you 100%. And that's what's, I'm hearing that quite often, that a lot of men aren't established. And I wonder why. I wonder why. You know, I would have to ask them, but I wonder why they aren't established. And another thing is that something that you're talking about, you said that you want to feel that attention, you know, where like Valentine's Day. You want someone that can do for you just like you can do for them. And so, because I do understand that you can run into this also, whereas you could be the one that's doing it all. And they're not able to do anything much. That's difficult. What do you do when in a situation like that? What if you do, when you do run into someone that doesn't have what you have, or are as established as you are? What do you do in that situation as you're getting to know each other?
Well, I mean, I'm single, so maybe the approach that I've taken in the past didn't work, but I do remember when I was in my 30s, I would say that I prefer someone in a certain salary range. But then I had a friend of mine say to me that if you make $100,000, but you have a mortgage, a car note, and credit card bills, that same person, another person who doesn't have those things, they have a car that's paid off, they live in an apartment, maybe their rent is not as expensive, and they don't have credit card bills, they may only make $60,000, they have more money in their checking account than maybe you do. So I went away from the person should be in a certain salary range, or you know, make so much money or have this type of position. It's more about what are you doing, because you don't have to spend a lot of money. You know, for Valentine's, you could have got a card. You could have got a single rose. It doesn't have to be a dozen roses. It's just more of the thought. I mean, I would say that when you say what do I do if I come across someone or meet someone who is not at the level that I would like them to be or think they should be, I would want to have a dialogue about what are your goals. You know, maybe you may have gone through a divorce and you're having to start over. What are your circumstances? Maybe you decided that you wanted to go back to school and you have the budget to put yourself through school, and in 2 years you know what you're going to be doing. That's different because now you have a goal in the short term. But to not be established and really content with where you are and expecting to, I guess, the woman to be the provider, I would not move forward in the relationship.
Okay. All right. And that's understandable. I heard someone say the other day, I was watching something on TV, and a gentleman and his wife was talking, and he was talking about how he was making $500,000 a year. But something happened to him. He was in sports. He got hurt. He said that he had bought property. He had stocks, but the particular year, stock market crashed. He lost all his money. He eventually lost all his property. His wife, who was living a wonderful life, had to go and start working herself to take care of them because he was hurt. What do you do? And this is my thing. And you don't sound like this is what you're saying, but today, a lot of people fall in love with the money versus the individual. And when the money leaves, because the love was with the money, they leave also. So, what if the man has, okay, besides financial stability, tell me some other things that you want him to possess. Protector, I remember that one.
I also just would like for that person to also be, I wouldn't say like a family person. I don't want to use that word, but I've met some people who either have a real dependent relationship with their mother, or they don't have a relationship at all. So it's either too much or not at all. And so just having that balance of, if, do you have a good relationship with your family? Do you have an outlet? So if something's going on with you, you can talk to someone. Do you have friends? Are you someone coming into the relationship that maybe has, I don't know, just, not ready to, like if I don't want to be in a relationship with someone and they're not going to have their own identity, or maybe they're going into the relationship because they're running from something. So definitely I would want someone who has already addressed all of the issues that they may have, any past relationships. A lot of times people jump into relationships right after another one. I was approached by someone who had been married 3 or 4 times. I've never been married. And they were going through a divorce. And then they wanted to date me. I'm like, no, I think you should take a break and just be by yourself. And then we can see how it goes. But to jump from one relationship to another, I don't think that's good. So for me, I don't want to use the word baggage, but I hear it all the time when people say, I'm ready to be a partner. I'm ready to be a partner. But most men that I'm meeting are ready for things. They're not ready to be a partner.
Not ready to be a partner.
No.
All right. That's good. That's good. So having their own identity. A lot of men have a problem with that. Identity. A lot has to do with how they grew up. If there was a father present in their life or a male figure that was able to mentor them. And then situations, life happens that can shake a man's identity of who he is. It basically comes down to it lowers his self-esteem. But I'm still digging here. I'm still digging here with you, Angela. Angela, I heard you mention family, friends, identity. What does Angela need? All those things I understand makes up relationship, but what is it that you want a man to be able to do for you besides finances? Because there's emotions and there's character and there's communication and intimacy and all these things. What do you need? I gotta have this in order for our marriage to be, or our relationship to be successful.
I would say, I know that there should be a respect for each other and where you're at. I do remember hearing someone say, I come home after a long day at work and I want some time to vent about what happened. And I remember a man saying that relationships would be better if men would understand that women are emotional creatures and they just want that attention. And if women understand that men just want their ego stroked, that it would be a good relationship. So if I do want someone that I could talk to, or if I'm having a bad day, then I can reach out. You may be working, you may be doing a job that is physical and you may not be able to respond to a text. But if you're dating me, I would want to have that type of interaction. And it just become like this where we can count on each other for whatever it be, if it's a conversation or just that support, knowing somebody else besides my family and friends can help me through whatever I'm going through. So I would say support. I don't want to say emotional support, but just support, period. And I've met men who use the word, I'm an alpha male, and I find myself having to sort of like change or alter who I am because I'm trying to not clash with someone. So if I have to change who I am in order for us to be successful, then I don't want that. I want to be able to be myself. I'm finding that I'm meeting a lot of men who are more emotional than I am.
Right.
Okay? And that's fine. You know, maybe, you know, when we're going to the hotel and we need you to negotiate to have a better stay and that emotion comes out, that passion, but I don't know, maybe because I did not put onions in the cabbage or whatever, that you're really emotional. I would want someone who's balanced when it comes to that. I don't want you to be so emotional that it's unbearing. And I have met a lot of the very overly passionate men, because I don't want to say emotional, because I do want you to be able to respond to something. I don't know, cry in a movie, or, you know, when something happens and you allow me in to help you through whatever you're going through. I don't want you to be so stoic and, you know, have that type of emotion, but not be so emotional that it's clashing.
Okay, so if I can think about this a little bit more, dig a little bit more on that, it almost sounds like you're talking about someone who is unhealthy when it comes down to who they are, as far as the way they think, the way they feel. You said you want a balance, so they need to know how to communicate without anger or without, you know, being so frustrated, not just crying, you know. I do notice this. If a man is not confident in who he is, and you get a confident woman, that's a challenge for him. And it's unfortunate because it's not her fault, you know, that she's comfortable with herself. And nobody should ever have to change who they are, their character, their personality. Now, we all make adjustments in relationships, but to change the identity of that individual for someone else, in other words, lessen who you are, no. And it's not going to work, really, because you're never going to be happy. You know, one thing I've learned being married to my wife, it's very important for her to be who she is, for her to have a voice, and me to let her be a woman, you know, be a woman, be a boss, whatever it is that she wants to take on, for me to support her at. And truthfully, it works. To me, it works that much better. You don't have to be inferior. I think about when I met my wife. My wife, I didn't have as much as she did. All right. She owned her own home. She had an awesome job that she had been on for about almost 20 years. She was doing perfectly fine. And then a gentleman like me come along that did not have close to what she had at that time. Because of situations, I came out of a divorce and different things, and I was divorced at the time when we started talking, but I don't know if she took a gamble on me or what it was, but it worked. It worked. And So my thing is that depending on where you are and what your desires are, you know, I would say go after them, you know. But what's a deal breaker?
I know at 35 I had different deal breakers than I have now. I don't want it to seem so. I just think it's simple. Like I've been on dating sites. If you're interested in dating, if you Google the word dating, then date means to go out somewhere, right? You need a car to go dating, right?
Yeah.
To go on a date. So I don't know. Like there should be prerequisites to dating. I don't know. So
at this stage in the game, most definitely. Yeah. Yes.
I mean, you mentioned you and your wife. I don't know how old you were, but I'm now almost 50. So I want you to have a car and have your own.
Right.
Whether it's a 1-bedroom studio apartment or whatever your goal is, it's still yours.
But not living with your mama.
And I don't want to say that because if you're living with your mama because you just got out of a marriage or a relationship and you had to start over and we go out on a date and you're telling me what you're shooting for, then I'm open to listen to that, right? But not you move out of your mom's house and try to move in with me so quickly.
Right. So this is the thing. So this is what I'm getting. Complete financial stability, completely being established is not the whole makeup. You know, if you were to meet someone and they check off a lot of the boxes, you know, you like the way they treat you. You like the way they paid attention to you. You like the way they just made you feel in general. But they had goals and you could see them. They're working towards their goals. They may not be completely where you want them to be, but you could definitely tell that they're on their way. That is something that you could possibly work with.
Yeah, yes.
So my thing is that relationships the dynamics of things have changed as far as the way society is looking at everything right now. You see so many people that seems like they're only interested in what someone has. And once that's gone, they're gone. But then you still have so many people that's looking for real love. And real love is out there. It may seem hard sometimes to find, but it's out there. And there's a lot of people looking for the same thing. But they're running into the others before they get to what's real, you know. What has been your best way of meeting people or men your age? In your age group, the 40 and over club. That's me. I'm in the 40 and over club.
I'm sorry, but I don't have a way. Because
Yeah.
the dating sites is not working.
Okay, dating sites aren't working. I got you. So, and I'm gonna talk about that. I'm gonna have to bring some things up and figure out more ways of meeting people. You know, I know COVID has shut things down for a long time, and if you ask me, things haven't bounced back yet. You know, and it to me has actually changed the dynamics of so much. You know, people are trying to get back out there, you know, and interact, but it seemed like the mentality has really, really, really changed. And I'm hoping that things, cause me, I'm about building healthy relationships. I'm hoping that soon things will be able to get back. But we got to figure something out because there are a lot of people that's looking for love and they're not able to find it. And then what's even more disturbing is that there have been a lot of people that have found true love, but they're giving it up now.
Giving it up?
They're giving up their relationships. They're giving up their marriages. On the strength that things aren't the way they want them to be. And it's hard for me because I hear people say, well, yeah, he's a good man or she's a good woman. You know, they take care of this, they do that, but they're missing this and they're missing that. And I'm tired of going without it. But my thing is that if they have all of the basics, everything else you should be able to work on to improve. What have you guys done? Have you guys gone through any type of counseling, therapy, you know, to figure some things out? What things have you made choices on to be better? So you got people that looking for love, you got people that have love, and folk giving it up and can't find it. We got to bring these things together, you know. So, Angela, I appreciate you. I'm sure somebody's going to be like, they probably going to hit me up and be like, who was the young lady that you had on the podcast?
I'm open to that.
And you're open to that. All right. When they hit me up, I got to get your information, whatever way you want me to have them contact you.
Okay.
I'm going to send it to you. But I really appreciate you sharing with us one today. 40 and Over Club. It's real. It's real. And then what's unique about you is that you've never been married before.
Never been married. At 49.
Y'all hear that? She's never been married before. Somebody better come and snatch her up. But again, thank you. And we're going to air this podcast soon. We're going to be doing different conversations concerning relationships. I'm going to have some men joining me very soon. And we're going to be talking about the difficulty of men finding a good woman. And why. You know, why aren't they meeting the Angelas that's out there? All right? And then why isn't Angela meeting the ones that say that they're good? So we got to figure this out and see what the dynamics are. See if we're missing it by what we're looking for in someone, or are they just really missing? You know, I don't think so. But thanks again. Infected Love. My name is Dion Brinson. I'm the author of Infected Love, Identifying and Eliminating Toxic Relationship Killers. Look forward to seeing you again soon, or sharing with you again soon on another podcast. Again, thank you, Angela, for sharing with us on today. You guys make sure you enjoy the rest of your day and look forward to seeing you soon. Take care.